So yeah, hello everyone. So today I'm going to do some updates. Now today's updates I'll be focusing on are updates on redubs. So like I said, that's today's updates, and that is about redubs. So without further ado, let's start talking about the redub updates, shall we? Now like I mentioned, today's redubs, pretty much the redubs we'll be talking about today are a couple of my redub series, them being mainly my new redub series, which is, well, Bert's redubs, something, I forgot what I called it, but anyways, the other one I'll be talking about as well is Tugs. Now let's get started talking about it, shall we? Now, of course, both of these series I announced a while back. Mainly the Tugs redub I had to keep re-announcing a couple times, but this last time that I re-announced it, I plan to stick with it. And just like with my other redub series, that's about Thomas, I plan to stick with this one. So yeah, so pretty much yeah. So like I said, out of all the redub series that I planned, these two in particular I really want to focus on. Now the reason why I'm making these updates is because, as people should know by now, but in case you didn't know, tomorrow is the 4th of July, and for the 4th of July, I had two redubs planned. I had Regatta redub planned from my Tugs redub series, and I had Thomas and the Fireworks Display redub from my Thomas related redub series. However, unfortunately though, they won't be out since, unfortunately for my Tugs redub series, I haven't been able to start it yet, and since Regatta is the 4th episode, that would mean that I still need to make episode 1, 2, and 3 in order to get to episode 4, so that way I can finally make Regatta. And for my Thomas related redub series, I probably could do Thomas and the Fireworks Display first, but I want to focus on the other episodes that I plan to go in order before I get to that episode. So that's another reason why that isn't going to be out tomorrow. But don't worry, I will get these redubs out, so you don't have to worry about that. Like I said, it's just going to take a while, but don't worry. I plan to get these redubs out soon, and I know what you're thinking, that I know I've been saying that, and they're still not here, but don't worry. Like I said, they will be out soon. It just takes time for these things, and since it takes time, that means that it's obviously not going to be out right away, but I just figured I'd mention that. And on this topic of redubs, some other redubs that I planned are, well, for people that should know by now, a couple of random redubs that I announced I plan to make, them being, well, some of the most recent ones being Thomas Blows a Stack, and along with Thomas Blows a Stack, I also plan to get back to making Man vs. Train redubs, since for Man vs. Train, I still need to make Man vs. Train 3, 4, and 5. No, actually, Man vs. Train 3 would have been made a while back, but unfortunately, there was some problems when I was filming it, or when I was making it, I should say. So that's another reason why that isn't out yet. The only thing that you have to go off of it by now is a sneak peek that I made a while back. But pretty much, yeah. But of course, after I make the third one, then I'll of course make the fifth one. Oh, sorry, not the fifth one, but the fourth one, then the fifth one, of course. So yeah, so pretty much, yeah. I figured I'd mention that. But last but not least, the final thing I'll talk about for redubs is I plan to talk about my Suction Cup Man redubs and my Mike and Zach redubs. Now, for people that don't know, a while back I made Suction Cup Man redub episode 1, and ever since then it's been a while since I made them. As for Mike and Zach, I don't think I actually made the first episode yet, so those two in particular I'm also going to focus on. So pretty much to recap, the main redubs I'll be focusing on are 4 redub series and some other ones. Once again, the recaps I'll be focusing on are my Thomas redub series, my Tugs redub series, my Suction Cup Man redub series, my Mike and Zach redub series, my Man vs. Train redubs, and Thomas Blows a Stack. So pretty much without further ado, that's pretty much the main redubs I'll be talking about, or I'll be focusing on as well. That's what I meant to say. Those are the ones I'll be focusing on. Now, the easy ones, how do I put this? So some of these will be pretty easy, but at the same time, some of these will be hard, if you know what I'm saying. I feel like the easy ones will mainly be Suction Cup Man and Mike and Zach. I feel like will be the easiest ones. Although those in particular can be kind of challenging sometimes. Like I said, when I was making the first Suction Cup Man redub, I was trying to focus on, lining up my lines with the lip syncing. But, like I said, of course, if you've seen it, then of course you know that in the end, I was able to make it. But that's what I mean. Like I said, redubs where it comes to, lip syncing, I have to be precise. I have to make sure that all the lines are added up. And Actually, that goes with redubs in general. When I'm making a redub in general, I of course have to make sure that everything's lined up perfectly, like at the right time or so. Otherwise, it's just going to be all wonky. But like I said, I figured I'd mention that. So that's pretty much all I have to say about updates. So yeah, so pretty much yeah. So before in this video, there's a couple things I'm going to mention. The first thing is that I'm sorry if I was repeating myself. The second thing is that I'm sorry if I was getting my words mixed up. Like I said, I just like saying these things in these. I just like saying these things in these videos because, well, like I said, I tend to repeat myself sometimes, and that's why I'd like to mention that. And then sometimes I get my words mixed up as well, so I figured I'd mention that. I just always like to mention that. So anyways, with that, that's pretty much all I'm saying. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and bye everyone. Bye.